Workers who've been ripped off by their bosses have thrown their support behind Labor's crackdown on wage theft. The proposed laws have been sent for a parliamentary inquiry as employers push back against the reform.
As a university student being offered $10 an hour jobs, Ashley Mouncer experienced wage theft firsthand. She and her peers created a list of businesses underpaying staff, and 80 were rated by the Fair Work Commission. But just a handful of ripped-off employees were paid back.
But ultimately all that did was they paid us money that they should have paid us in the first place. There was no real punishment for them. And it was maybe one person in 10 workers who got that money back. So they were ultimately still incentivized to keep underpaying.
Years on, wage theft is still just as prevalent.
As important as it was in 2016, I think it's even more important now that people are being paid properly so that they can afford to live.
The government says its Closing Loopholes Bill targets wage theft by introducing a criminal offence, redefining casual employees and restricting wages from being undercut by the use of contract workers.
What we're saying is, if you've got an enterprise agreement with a group of workers that provides a rate of pay, then that should also apply for everybody else that's doing exactly the same job in your workplace.
It's getting pushed back from the Minerals Council of Australia, which says the changes could inflict harm to the economy.
The federal government's same job, same pay law means farming will be less flexible and more expensive. And when it's more expensive for farmers, it's more expensive at the checkout.
But mine workers say coal mines can have up to 6 or 7 contract firms offering different wages for the same job.
Some of these blokes we've had working for contract companies for 7 years with no holidays, no sickies, and at the end of their tenure, all they do is change a shirt, go over to another contractor mob, do exactly the same job for a different amount of pay.
This week, the Senate referred the bill for an inquiry and a report will be handed down on February 1st next year. Eva Baxter, Win News.